Hey lovelies, it's me Tiffany and I'm back for another Housewives Discuss Sesh with you. So I'm gonna do the latest Real Housewives of Beverly Hills episode 2 Truths and 1 Lie. If you're new here, I'm Tiffany and I like to have a little discuss sesh about housewives while I do my makeup. And anything that I use on my face will be listed down below. And so you should check that out if you're interested. And I'm gonna just get right on into it. We're gonna go into Beverly Hills. So this is the 11th season, 2nd episode, like I said. 2 truths and 1 lie. Real Housewives. So, last week, on the first episode, we did not get any taglines. Can you believe that? No taglines. Like, I'm disappointed. That's my favorite part. How did they do that? And I didn't even notice. I think I was so excited for the premiere. So, I'm going to share the taglines with you. And here we go. Kyle. Now first, let me say, I'm a Kyle fan. Like I said before, I like Kyle. But her new tagline is giving me Lisa Vanderpump vibes. And I'm not trying to say that my girl Kyle is copying or whatever, but who knows? Are they trying to make her be the new Queen Bee on the show? Now that Vanderpump's not a part of it? Because normally her tagline has something to do with how authentic, she is, or how real she is compared to the, Beverly Hills, I guess, persona, blah, blah, blah. But her new one is, this town is a game of chess, but no one's taking this queen down. That felt very Lisa Vanderpump. So, yeah, I hope next season they can give her a new tagline that's more Kyle and less Lisa. Please. That'd be great. Anyways, Lisa Rinna, which hers always has to do with her lips. So this is nothing new. And can I just say, she's been giving me a little bit of Kardashian vibes. Especially her confessionals or interview looks, whatever you want to call them. I still want to call them confessionals. I think that Housewives considers those their interview looks. But yeah, Rinna is giving me some Kardashian vibes, which isn't surprising since her daughter, Amelia, is dating Scott. So you know how that goes. They all kind of start looking like the Kardashians once they enter in that clique. So anyways, Lisa's about her lips. Her tagline is, my lips are legendary and they will never gloss over the truth. Is that true though, Lisa? Because I always feel like you're a little miss, own it, but you never want to come forth on your end with stuff. You want everybody else to spell out their truth. But then I feel like she has a lot of skeletons in that closet of hers. I don't think she's a tell-all like she puts out there she is. So anyways, yeah, they will never gloss over the truth. Okay. Garcelle. And I feel like this is so aimed at Lisa Rinna, just with everything going on between those two. I feel like her tagline has everything to do with her and Lisa Rinna's friendship situation, however you want me to word it. Because I don't know if we can really consider it much of a friendship at this point. But anyhow, Garcelle says, if you want a starring role in my life, you better drop the act. If that's not related to Rinna, or like geared towards Rinna, then who was it? I have a feeling I'm right about this one. Dorit. She just seems so pretentious to me. I don't know. I just haven't... I've never been a Dorit fan since she first came on. I thought she was just going to be a one season in and then she'd be out. But here she still is. I think this is like her 4th season now. So she's still here. And of course her tagline's just as pretentious as she is. Dress like there's no tomorrow. And then tomorrow, do it again. Girl, you should be dressing, you know, looking like you pay your bills and not spend all your money on your outfits and glam. I'm just saying. But I just feel that she's so pretentious. Does anybody else think that Dorit's a little pretentious? Am I being too hard on her? Tell me, what do you think? Sutton is... Anyone who doubts my exquisite manners can kiss my exquisite derriere. And I have to say, I find that pretty darn funny. I was surprised, actually, that Sutton came back for another... I didn't know if she was going to make it to another season either. I don't know why. I feel like she would just be such... I mean, maybe it is because she's already Southern that I feel like she would just be so much better, or maybe the Southern Charm should, well, I don't know about that. I don't know with that group. But maybe one of the shows in the South, because I just feel like it's so weird sometimes to see her in Beverly Hills with her little Georgia peach self. I mean, I know Erica's from Georgia, but it just doesn't seem... I always forget that she's from the South. Because just the way that she talks and... I mean, Sutton, she has such a thick accent still. Crystal, Hollywood. Her tagline is, Hollywood is full of pretenders, and I slay them all. Okay, girl. Then we have, last but not least, Erica. And her tagline always has something to do with diamonds or jewels or, you know, ambiance of some sort. But this year it is, the strongest substance on earth isn't diamonds. It's me. And honestly, I'm a little surprised that I thought Kathy Hilton was gonna have a tagline. Like, I thought that she was gonna be a main housewife. Is she just a friend of the housewives? Did I miss that? I'm gonna have to look that up. Because I could have sworn that she was supposed to be a main cast member. Unless they're just waiting to have her do her tagline till next episode. I mean, it is possible. They've done that before. I'm gonna look it up. So those are the taglines for this season. And last week we ended with them all planning the trip to go to Lake Tahoe. And this episode we begin with Miss Garcelle on the phone with Sutton telling her that she is going to meet up with none other than Kyle Richards. Garcelle and Kyle are meeting up. So we wish them well. I mean, obviously I'm gonna be able to tell you what happens, but I'm just letting you know that in my mind I was thinking, like, hope this all goes well for them. Just so you understand where my mind was at. Now, they show Garcelle and Sutton on the phone talking about the Kyle meetup because, you know, Garcelle didn't get to talk to Kyle much at Dorit's party the week before, where Kathy mistook Garcelle for Kyle, which again was very funny. I don't know, you think I'm gonna like Kathy a lot. She's not what I was imagining her to be. That's not the point here, because right now we're going to go into Erica. We're going to see her with her team. That's the next part of the beginning of the show. They go to Erica's and they show her team working on different outfit looks. And it's just, it makes me cringe a bit to just see Erica's, the just extravagance and opulence and all that. And wondering how much of that was from people that did not get their settlement money because of her husband embezzling it. Again, I fully feel that Erica was gaining monetary items. You know, she was gaining things from that money. And I don't think I could believe if anybody tried to convince me otherwise. I mean, I guess if it comes out in court that she didn't, then I'll believe it. But for right now, I am pretty convinced that she definitely was profiting. That's the word I was looking for, monetary profits off of all of that. Because I can't imagine that Tom was taking all that money for just himself. Just saying, calling it like I see it. So Sutton shows up over at Erica's, and again, I kind of forget that Erica is Southern at times, but it does make sense that they would have like some sort of friendship, or, you know, find some sort of comfort within each other, just knowing that they're both from Georgia. So we should see how that friendship develops this season, because I don't feel like it did much last season. Then they were talking or whatever, and the knobber conversation made me laugh. Hopefully you know what I am referring to. But basically Sutton never heard of the term knobber, and it was just a funny conversation between her and Erica. It was about some pilot that is no longer a pilot because he got a knobber. So yeah, anyways, just had to share that because I thought that was a funny part of the episode. And Sutton says that she has decided to build a house. And I find that so brave, because my husband and I looked at what it would take to build a house, and I got overwhelmed. And I can't even imagine, I mean, I make nowhere near the amount of money that Sutton has. So I can't even imagine what that kind of job that would be to take on out in Beverly Hills or wherever she's planning to. Whoops. Wherever she's planning to build, that is. So you go, Sutton. I am cheering you on, because I feel like that is a huge, huge task. Huge job. But it is pretty exciting to see a woman that's single and on her own be able to build like their own house, especially out in Bel Air or Los Angeles or anywhere out there, because I know that it's pretty pricey living. So we finally get to the Kyle and Garcelle meet up, and basically they intend to move forward is what they get at. But Garcelle, she's all fine and dandy about moving forward as long as Kyle can apologize for the whole claim that Garcelle did not pay the money to the charity. And Kyle, of course, tells her, like, she wasn't even, you know, part of that aspect of the charity collecting money, and that she knows that whatever mishap there was, it was fixed right away, and she's sorry about that, and blah, blah, blah. But Garcelle, being that, look, I'm a white woman, okay? Clearly, I'm white. I don't know what it's like to be a minority. I don't know what it's like to have different colored skin, that people treat me differently. But I do hear all the stereotypes. I have worked in restaurants. I have worked in retail establishments. Hell, I've been around white people that are so racist that it's embarrassing that we even share the same color skin. However, I've also experienced my own share of racism from, you know, others for being white, and, you know, as I was growing up, like, oh, that's what white people do. That's white people shit. That's dumb white people shit, blah, blah, blah. But I can't even imagine having the stereotype that black women, especially when Garcelle brings it to light, have to, like, overcome and think more of than what I would as a white woman. And I'm glad that she explained to Kyle why it was so touchy for her. That Kyle basically said that she didn't pay her bill, and it hurt her because there is that stereotype that blacks won't pay a bill. I hate that there is a stereotype like that. I think it's so ridiculous, and it's bullshit. I mean, if you're a person that treats somebody differently because of the color of their skin, go get some help. Seriously. If you do not like somebody based on their skin color, go seek medical help. By a professional. Because that's not right. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And for there to be a stereotype that blacks don't pay their bill, or that, you know, black women are angrier than, you know, maybe a white woman or an Asian woman or whatever the case may be, is ridiculous. I'm just gonna throw that out there. But I am glad that, like I said, I was happy to see her bring attention to it and explain that to Kyle of why she was so sensitive and upset about that comment that Kyle had made. So hopefully these two can move forward. I guess we'll see as the season progresses. I mean, clearly we know that Garcelle is going to be cooler with Kyle right now than what she's going to be with Rinna. Because how Rinna did her friends is dirty. And I'm with Garcelle. You got to go by how somebody treats somebody else, and that's their judge of character. Rinna. So I'm hoping that we really see Kyle and Garcelle move forward and form a friendship with one another this season. We go into, because Crystal last week, we got to see a little bit of her, but not like I don't feel like she had her whole segment, a whole segment last week where we got to hear from her, like, about her. So we get to go into her life for a moment. And I just really like her whole vibe. There's something about how she seems like very easygoing, down to earth. Like, she can have a sense of humor. She's probably not, like, I don't know her personally, but to me she doesn't come off as very snobby, even though she probably could afford to be more than what some of the other ladies on the show could. But I like how she's very family oriented. She's just seems like really down to earth and more into her husband's accomplishments. And I like that. I like seeing a woman that can fully support her husband and his, you know, you're still the lady of the house, but, you know, you respect that your husband works hard. And I don't know, I just kind of feel that I'm gonna like her and her husband's relationship. And hopefully it is what they portray it to be. I don't want to be disappointed like I have been before. Don't disappoint me, guys. So I even watch, and also a lot of her husband's movies I did watch growing up. So I think it's pretty cool to have them as an addition on the show just for that reason. She's, to me, she's very beautiful. She's very elegant. She's well-spoken. Like, I just think that she's going to make a really great housewife addition to the Beverly Hills. She's bringing some pizzazz and something different. I don't know, maybe more, I shouldn't say pizzazz. She's bringing some laid back to the Beverly Hills housewives. Because Teddy, I feel like Teddy wanted to be laid back and seen as laid back, but she was pretty uptight. Just saying. Which, by the way, I heard rumor that she could possibly be popping in this season at one point, which I don't mean to sound like a jerk when I say this, but please don't, Teddy. You didn't bring much to the show, girl, and I hate to say it, but you really didn't. So hopefully if she is on, it's just like for one little like event or something. And she just pops in for the night and that's that. I don't want to see her like on any other trips as an extra and all that. So please don't do that to me, Bravo. So overall, I really like Crystal. I think it's pretty cool. Just the way that she seems to run her household and her right-hand woman, or the, as she calls her, El Presidente, Lucy. That lady seems like a hoot. You know Bravo is always up for some funny, I don't want to say household workers. But, you know, they had Zoila, Jeff, I can think of his last name, Jeff Lewis. They had it when he was doing his flipping out like Zoila. Oh gosh, it was so funny to see her on there. So she was funny. And then Chef Tracy on Don't Be Tardy. They have just so many people on Bravo that have just cracked me up, that are people that work in one of the housewives' homes, you know, whether they're a chef or the housekeeper, house manager, whatever their title is. Bravo seems to always hit the gold mine in that with finding some pretty funny ones. And also, fun fact, I guess her brother, Crystal's brother, is a pop star over in China. And I found that interesting that he's an entertainer over in China. But yeah, he was over there and like helping her with her kids and all that stuff. I feel like that's such a humble characteristic. Like somebody, no matter how celebrified, like how much of a celebrity they have, if they can still just do regular everyday things like the rest of us. I just have so much more respect for them when I see that. So we see everybody getting ready to go to Lake Tahoe, and the first, Brenna is the one that organized the trip, so she's obviously the first like person there at the airport that they're at, which is a little, I think it's a private jet that they're gonna take. So if that's the airport, I don't know, whatever it is, whatever they call that. Brenna's there, and who's the first person to show up? Garcelle. Talk about irony right there. And it was super awkward. Like, you can tell, I already got the vibe that Brenna thought everything was good to go and that Garcelle was standoffish. Because she knows to have her guard up with Brenna. So, it was a little awkward. Cringy. Luckily that doesn't last too long, it seems, because everybody else shows up and they get ready to go, and I'm just ready for this Lake Tahoe trip because I can't believe that we are getting a girls trip episode 2. I'm gonna have to go back and look through, but I can't remember a season where we got a trip the second episode in, other than these ones that are airing currently, like in New York and now Beverly Hills. And then I think that even Dallas just recently, when they had their season, they also went on a trip pretty early on in the season. So thank you, Bravo, for that. Everybody gets there, they get on the plane, and poor Garcelle, I could see the anxiety that she had being on there, and everybody's like, I don't know. I have anxiety myself, so watching it and seeing everybody else like, woo, and just living their life, and she's sitting there just like, I could feel it. I felt bad for her, because I know what that feels like in the moment. Of course, they land and they're safely on the ground. Yay, celebration, cheer. And I start seeing, I've never been to Lake Tahoe. I've never even been to California. I'm just going to be honest. And I do want to go to Lake Tahoe. It looks so beautiful there. It looks just gorgeous. And the house that they stay at, whoo-wee. Kyle, good grief, all the things that she packs before they even, did she go through everything that she packed on the plane? I know that she goes through everything that she had packed. I'm like, holy moly, this girl no, I cannot pack that much. No thanks. And then Kathy's there, yay, so happy. Lake Tahoe, like I said, I think it just looks so beautiful. I want to go there. I've seen pictures. I have a cousin that lives out in San Jose, and she has gone to Lake Tahoe because obviously it's closer to her than it is to me. And I've seen her pictures too, and it's beautiful. And if it can look that pretty in pictures, I can only imagine what it looks like in person. They stay at, oh, the ladies though, before I even get into where they stay at, they all have their own opinions of Lake Tahoe, and it's pretty funny to me. Like, some of them have been there multiple times. Some of them have never been there. Some of them don't want to go there. Yeah, it was pretty entertaining to hear all the different opinions of it. But they're there. They're at the Sherman Estate, and it is breathtakingly beautiful. Like, it's gorgeous. It has 17 bedrooms, 18 bathrooms. So thank goodness we're not going to see an argument over So thankfully we're not going to get an argument over the whole bed situation, because I just don't even feel like that's not entertaining to me any longer. I don't want to see grown women fighting over which bedroom they're going to stay at on a vacation. But 17 bedrooms and 18 bathrooms, I mean, that should not even be an issue. At least I wouldn't think so. Wait, oh my goodness. Oh, 15 acres. It's 17,000 square foot home. I mean, just so beautiful, beautiful views. Gorgeous. And again, I guess it's an Airbnb, and Lisa Rinna supposedly is the one that set this all up. I don't ever know if that's the case or if it's really Bravo, and then one of them just takes claim that they're planning it. It's a mystery. I have not been able to find out. We all know that there is plenty of alcohol there, though. The bears, I guess, at this house have access to the bottom floor. And Garcelle, honey, again, I'm not black, but you would only have to tell me once, because I'm already out of there by the time you're going to tell me twice. Like, my ass is scooting and booting where there would not be bears. So, it's not just a black person thing, Garcelle. I just want to let you know that there are white people like myself that would also feel that way and be hightailing it. So, just wanted to share that little info with ya. Kathy with her fan, that's me on vacation. I have got to have my fan on I can't sleep without a fan. I don't care what time of the year it is. I gotta have it. Gotta have a fan. So I understood where Kathy was coming from, where she was freaking out about her fan. I'm not gonna even ever hold it against her because I really felt like I even related to her more. I like doing that. There are some things about makeup that like I look forward to doing each time I do my makeup. Just saying. Oh yeah, that's where I ended with that one. Kathy with the fan. I always have to look at my notes because I don't want to get confused about which part I'm on. The ladies with their bags was hilarious. I mean, you can tell that they are not used to traveling without either their husband or just going somewhere where bag service is already included, you know? I was laughing about that. Because shoot, I gotta be the one to do that when I go out on vacation. That's me. I'm the bag carrier. Or my husband. I mean, either one. Either one of us, both. Depending. Seeing Kathy and Kyle's dynamic was quite interesting because, you know, like I said in my other video from last week from the first Beverly Hills, we have heard so much about their relationship over the years with the whole Mauricio and Rick situation when Mauricio went and started the agency and didn't work with Rick anymore as a real estate agent. So we saw that dynamic and I was not sure that they would ever be on the show together. So seeing them is in person for myself, I'm enjoying it so far to see the dynamic. I've always known Kathy Hilton as just like Paris Hilton, Nikki Hilton's mom. I have not really seen her appear in much. I mean, I obviously whenever she's been on The Housewives throughout the years that Kim was on, or Kyle and Kim were both on, should I say. So it's interesting to see Kyle and her now. Then Kyle is like cooking in the kitchen and she is just all over the place. Which I probably would be too if I was somewhere else cooking. She looked like she had it pretty well under control, but I mean, until the salmon got burned. I don't know if that was her bad or the people that were in the kitchen that were helping her, or that, I don't know. I know that they were like cooks or chefs or whatever, but I don't know really who was in charge of that whole meal. If Kyle was giving them the instruction of what to do with the food or what. But anyways, the salmon got burned, so other than that, she seemed very confident though in what she was doing. So, I mean, I'm gonna guess that she probably actually makes food at home for her family, not eat out all the time. As we know, some housewives do. No judging. I eat out a lot too. Sometimes it's just easier than having to fuss with getting my kitchen, doing the clean, dirty, clean situation. You know, you gotta clean up just to cook, and then you have to clean up after you cook. So it's just a never-ending cycle, if you ask me. But the salmon sure was burnt. And then Kathy calling Kyle Doogie was funny to me. The whole Doogie thing, I don't know why. I just thought it was pretty funny. Kim, out of all of them though, I'm gonna say Kim seems like she's probably the most eccentric one out of the Richard sisters. Just seeing how Kyle and Kathy are, I'm gonna guess that Kim is definitely the eccentric one. Okay. So Sutton gives everybody a gift, which I thought was sweet. But she gives everybody a flask. The ladies' reactions were funny. Some of them were like, what do I do with this? I mean, honestly, you know that some of them probably could have just kept their mouths shut and known that they were probably going to just let their husbands have it, or just sit on your shelf and, you know, just say you're thankful for it and move on. But some of their reactions were, they were unsure of what to even say or do with it. But I thought it was nice that she got them each a flask and it was engraved with their initials. Nice touch, Sutton. Nice touch. Drop my paper. Drop my paper. So after everybody eats, they're all hanging out, and Dorit's like, we should play a game called Two Truths and One Lie. Hooey. I was laughing at Crystal's because I would have never guessed it. Hers was like, I worked as a, was it in the sex worker field or something like that. I was a sex worker. I've been offered to, I don't know, they're just so like, do something for money. And then that she was arrested. I think those were her three. And basically everything that came out of her mouth, I was just shocked about because, again, if you just make assumptions on the way somebody looks, you're going to be wrong. And I sure was. Because I would have never thought that she would have done, it was her going to jail is a lie. And I was thinking that was probably a truth. Boy, was I wrong. And then Erica's, whew, really wasn't expecting that one. And I don't even know which one to think was a lie and which one was the truth. What do you think? Tell me. If you watched the episode, tell me which one you thought was a lie and which one you thought was the truth. Okay, I got my look done. What do you think? I think I like it. Looks nice and fresh. Back to Housewives. Enough about me. And then Garcelle goes into Rinna's room to like talk with her because obviously after their last meeting at dinner, you know, Garcelle wanted to at least like let Rinna know, like, I'm not okay with you. And I don't think that Rinna was expecting Garcelle to ever say that like she still had an issue with her. But again, she said that like her and Denise were such good friends. And I feel like as Garcelle, I'd be looking at that like, all you did her was dirty. And how do I know that you're not going to do that to me? And how do I know I can trust you? And then trying to make sense of Rinna's friendship with Denise and Garcelle, like who she has known longer or been closer with, or I don't know. I'm confused. Miss Rinna. Just saying, you're a little confusing. And I don't think I can trust Rinna because I just feel like she's really only loyal to the camera. Like if she can get camera time and she's gonna get, that's who she's loyal to. And again, she's giving me too many Kardashian vibes and I'm not feeling it. So, the end of this episode, we leave with Sutton and Garcelle in a pretty heated conversation. Or not Sutton and Garcelle. Why did I say that? Sutton, Crystal, and Kyle are all in like a conversation. It seems that Crystal and Sutton are more the one that are like kind of getting into it with one another. I call it a debate. Well, Sutton just kind of spout off how upset she was with what was getting talked about. So she kind of brought the whole conversation onto herself. I see both sides of where they were each coming from in it, but I do think that Sutton's way of handling it was completely wrong. Like, sure, as white people, we totally get there's sometimes we get representation or stereotyped as like redneck or white trash or just stupid or gullible or whatever you want to say. I get where Sutton was coming from with that. But if she would have listened to how Crystal said that as a minority, you have to think about things more, like when Garcelle said, for instance, when Garcelle was talking about at a restaurant, she got really bad service and she didn't want to have to leave a tip for the server because she got bad service. But then she also felt like, well, if I don't leave a tip, they're going to think it's just because I'm black. And really, it's not because I'm black. It's because this person's service was shit and I don't want to give them a tip. I was a server and I feel that way when I get bad service. So I understood that. But the fact that she even has to think about it more than what I would because of the color of her skin is appalling and ridiculous that that's even gotten to this point. Like that those stereotypes have gotten to the point that a person of a black race or Asian race or whatever you want to call whatever race right now that we're talking about. I'm just going to say metaphorical race. But if you hold them to these stereotypes so often, it just becomes just like some of these women and you don't even think of it. You don't even look at it that way. Because it's not affecting you. But when it's affecting you, you're going to look at it that way. So I totally understood what Crystal was saying, where Crystal was coming from. And I see what Sutton was trying to say about saying that as a white woman, she experiences it. But I think that she needed at that moment to just listen and not speak. However, I don't know how that's going to end because I have to wait until it airs this coming week. So we'll have to get back on that. That was the end of the episode, and I really enjoyed talking about it with you and doing my makeup. If you have stayed with me this whole time, I really appreciate it. I appreciate your support and your, like, if you've been a subscriber or a follower or anything, thank you, because I would not think anybody would even remotely want to watch what I have to say about housewives. So I'm very happy for all of you that do. Thank you so much. And I hope that you all just have a great weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend, so be smart, be safe, be careful, enjoy your time. Just don't do anything stupid, okay? All right, everybody. Bye, lovelies. Bye.